Squirrels. We've become too accustomed to them just being around. They are neighborhood tree rats with bushy tails, and they're dumb as fuck, and they jump in front of your goddamn truck. I think about squirrels a lot. Way more than I should, probably. But these are the times that we live in, and these are the things that ponder my brain. So here we are on my Google. I am very curious. What do squirrels taste like? Squirrel tastes like a subtler version of rabbit, with some saying the flavor resembles a cross between rabbit and chicken with a hint of nuts. Really? The meat is sweet, light in color, and finely textured. Why everyone should try it? Many Americans consider squirrel the best meat in the woods, as opposed to deer and bears? Why? That's the only meat in the woods I could think of. Moose? Sweet and nutty, squirrel is a highly sustainable and delicious meat that we would like to see on many more plates. I don't necessarily think of meat and go, you know what I could use on this? Peanut butter. And squirrel dishes can now regularly be seen on a growing number of restaurant menus, including words that never belong together. Hugh Fernley Whittingstall's River Cottage Canteen. Come on down, eat some squirrels, and buy some goddamn saltwater taffy. Ugh! In the U.S., hunting and cooking squirrels is a tradition continued by around 1.8 million Americans. There's 1.8 million people still shooting and cooking squirrels? 1.8 million is a lot of people. What? How many people fit in the Astrodome? 67,925. Oh, 1.8. I'll get it. Million divided by the number I just said. 7,925. That's 26 Astrodomes. Still shooting and scooting and booting squirrels in 2017. Who knows how many people read this article and then went and did it. After the Second World War, squirrels' popularity dwindled over here in the UK. Oh, Robert Gooch, I know where you live, Bobby Gooch. After the Second World War, squirrels' popularity dwindled over here in the UK, and farmed meat such as chicken became the mainstay of our diets. Of course. If I were to look at a squirrel and then look at a chicken, you wouldn't eat the furry one, right? Nobody's eating furry things. Except cows, I guess. Do people still eat horses? Another video. Okay, what I want to know. When did we stop eating squirrels? Lean and plentiful, the squirrel is once considered a cheap source of protein. Maybe it's time to bring it back to the bowl. I prefer kebabs. This red fox squirrel is munching on a black walnut. That's a green walnut and a brown squirrel. No, thank you. Please leave me alone, National Geographic. Fine. You know what? I will. And then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say your shit spam so it never pops up in my fucking inbox. Squirrel isn't a dish that routinely appears on the average American table, and it looks like we might be missing out on a good thing. Food experts point out squirrel is an environmentally responsible meal, a sustainable, healthy, and local. There's one with an appealing nutty flavor that comes from a life spent stuffing oneself on hickory nuts, hazelnuts, walnuts, pecans, and almonds. You know what I would eat taste like if you ate me? Flaming hot Cheetos. And regret. Still, squirrel isn't everybody's cup of squirrel. Squirrels are rodents, after all, relatives of old shrew, mice, and rats. Mid-20th century, however, the culinary squirrel was in decline, in part because it was considered a dish for backwoods yucks. And guys, I'm gonna be honest. When was the 20th century? Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. That seems like the appropriate decade for squirrels to go on the decline. Okay, by the mid 20th century, so around 1950, people were like, we won the World War II, both of them. We deserve to eat birds! Squirrel cuisine took a further hit in the 1990s after neurologist Joseph Berger and Eric Weissman published a paper in the Lancet based on that's how you say it, italics, based on a smattering of cases in Kentucky. A smattering. Suggesting that the local custom of eating squirrel brains might be associated with the development of spongiform encephalopathy. Encephalopathy. Got it. The second time, a mad squirrel version of mad cow disease. What? Though further analyses indicated that this was extremely unlikely, public jitters largely put the kibosh on squirrel consumption. I was curious about squirrels, what they taste like, what they feel like in my mouth. But now, I don't want mad squirrel brain. What is... I don't know a lot of things, but thank God for Google, am I right? Mad cow disease, also called Creutzfeldt-Jakob, I'm assuming it's Jakob disease, is a fatal disease that slowly destroys the brain and spinal cord in cattle. People cannot get mad cow disease. Okay. Oh, wait. Continue reading. However, in rare cases, they can get a human form of mad cow disease. No shit! Mad human disease! Called variant Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which is also fatal. So maybe delete this sentence. You know? Maybe that doesn't need to be on the Google. Okay, well now I'm curious. Mad squirrel disease. Mad Squidward. Mad squirrel disease. Here we go. Oh, look at how angry that little fucking squirrel is. This makes the first time a person has contracted variant Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease in the U.S. according to a recently uncovered medical case from 2015. One man may have died after eating one too many squirrels. I know I shouldn't. Is it worth the risk to eat these squirrels? Is gray squirrel safe to eat? The ultimate ethical meal. Guys, look at what we've stumbled upon. A gray squirrel, it's low in fat, low in food miles, and completely free range. There's one! In fact, some claims that Sirius carolinensis, the gray squirrel, is about as ethical a dish as it is possible to serve on. As ethical as possible. Ethical meals. Ethical eating, or food ethics, refers to the moral consequences of food choices, both those made by humans for themselves and those made for food animals. Any animal is a food animal if you try hard enough. It tastes sweet like a cross between lamb and duck. Now hold on, somebody said rabbit and chicken, and it's selling as fast as butchers can get it. Come on, now get over it. Simpson likens the taste to wild boar. What I'm hearing is that nobody actually knows what a squirrel. Maybe it just tastes like squirrel. Can we add that to the list of food flavors? Here it is. Whoops. It looks a lot like rabbit, though it is a drier meat and slightly firmer. A large squirrel would be enough for 1.5 people. Really? When I picture a squirrel, like a baked potato, right? A large squirrel would be enough for 1.5 people. The public really are being drawn to it. I think it's because people are desperate for anything that makes them unique. Are people still eating squirrels? 2020. You know what? Let's go ahead and just change this to eating squirrels 2020. I mean, look at this one can feed 2 people for sure. Look at this little baked potato motherfucker. Fattest squirrel. I mean, that's a little rude. How do you know? Fattest squirrel to reveal himself. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. folks. I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole. I don't know why you joined me, but I appreciate you coming and staying to this point if you did. I'm going to edit this down heavily, and we'll see where we go from here. I've got a couple more topics I'd like to work on. I recorded a few gaming episodes earlier today because what else are we doing on the weekend? This is not letting me save this fucking image. I'll get you yet, my pretty. I'll get it, guys. Don't worry. Thanks for joining me. Stop recording.